Now, as you know, when it comes to ideas of who controls this world, we have a few main front runners. It's usually the Jesuits or the Jews. The Jews usually could be the Rothschild idea. They're two of the major ideas. And of course there is a third one, and we're going to have a look at that too, which is British Empire ideas, the monarchy of England. So there's three major ones, and if we really think about it, there's probably 2, 3 or 4 more that nearly could be on this page too. But they're the major ones. And now a lot of the people who talk about this base a lot of their stuff on the secret instructions of the Jesuits. And you'll see that's born out of the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth by Hieronym Zaharowski, who was a Jesuit novitiate, and then there's a whole story of how they did the dirty on him, and then he published this. Well, we know that organisations like to have something against them, like a controlled opposition. And of course this gives the opposition a lot to run with. But there's some interesting things about this when you look at it. The fact that this could be a fakery, which it most likely is. The same as the protocols of the elders of Zion is a fakery. And we all get confused. Is it the Jews? Is it the Jesuits? And then they've got these two different things to pull out for proof. But look, it was used by Jansenists and Masons and Protestants in the British Empire. So it is a big thing, and the Scott Protestant crew are mentioned again here as being people who bring this up. And again, that Polish-Lithuanian thing, interesting, isn't it? Oh, Polish-Lithuanian, Ukrainian. And the popes, of course, came from Poland there, John Paul II. Interesting in itself. Now look, by American or lowland Scots Protestant Judeophiles who are trying to prove it's not the Jews. Eric John Phelps. Phelps is a horse. Don't we see that a lot? By old Urk. Urk is an interesting name in the bloodline for sure. And John, of course, Ionis. We know that one if you watched enough of my videos. The water bearer idea. Or penis as we know it can be too. So yes, there's so many things. I want to just show you this name here, because anyone that's watched a lot of my videos will see these names always come up in everything. Look, there's another Butler on each side of the fence. Yankee Quakers, you see. Main card played. The true force behind it all. Anyway, as I said, the protocols of the elders of Zion is an equivalent to put the Jews as the main one. And again, there's a lot of people talk about that being a fake. But this is an interesting one. The memoirs of Mr. Hemp. Mr. Hemp himself. Something in this, the fact they called it hemp. Now this one's got a bit of comical value about it in its own way, and a few things that are proven to be untrue. But let's just look at that now. Yeah, so this is I call it semi-fake. I call all these things somewhat semi-fake, semi-real. They're very interesting documents. I've had a few people commenting on their ideas, give me some ideas on these things too. I mean, it's quite a study, this, and I can't see anyone else who's even looked at this one. So I thought we better have a little look at Mr. Hempfer. And I tell you what it says in there, you could hardly discount. Confessions of a British spy and British enmity against Islam. Ottoman Empire is mentioned, Anglophobia, anti-Wahhabi, as part of the conspiracy to corrupt Islam. And when did it first appear? 1888. Well, I'm not making that bit up, eh? Anyone who's watched enough of my stuff would have to laugh. What a big Masonic year that was. The Warwick Town Hall in Australia, the Warwick. The Earls of Warwick Town Hall in Australia, 1888, and so many other things. It's just a list and a half. It was a heyday Masonic year. You see people are against it here. Anglophobic variation, protocols, elders of Zion. And look, an Iraq military officer recapitulated the book in a top secret document. See, these things go on keeping on, keep on keeping on. So it just shows you there's one for every flavour and a fake document for every flavour. Looks to me like they're all at the top laughing, and they've got to blame each other, you know. Somebody who's Jewish or British, you're going to blame the Jesuits. Somebody who, you know, who's Jesuits, going to blame the Jews or the British. Yeah, it's three-way tussle here of everyone going around the old Trinity, going around the merry-go-round of three, of who's got the centre. Now this one's pretty true, isn't it? They did weaken Muslim morals by alcohol and fornication. So there's a lot of truth in these things in different ways. It seems to me they did create Wahhabism, and they're using it to a degree, but as we know, it's somewhat fake. I mean, people aren't that concerned. They're trying to feed themselves every day. But it has a certain mind program on some of the youth. And they say he's one of 5,000, but they're going to increase it to 100,000. Now, we do see the way they do take nationals into England, and then they seem to send them back as revolutionaries. We've seen that many times. Libya was a classic example. And then it was a fake revolution anyway. So, instead, a lot of things are going to be put into the old computer. We need that computer from Lost in Space, right? We just tell it a few things, and then it'll come up with a good answer. Here's that Packer name. Big name in Australia. Been in the news too. Packer and Mariah Carey. The all-conquering win Mariah. Carey Street like the heart, and the main street Temple Bar. And the episode 55 of The Saint. It's in Carey the heart. Interesting name. And Packer. Interesting name. Heichel, often mentioned. Anti-Wahhabi forgery. See, it's fabricated by the Turks themselves. So that re-demonises the Turks. Oh, what incredible stuff that gets worked over. That's all I can say. Is it true? Is it not? Basra mentioned, but he couldn't have been there. And some guy that they say was in it's 11:15. Where does it all leave you, eh? Incredible stuff, isn't it? But it just shows you there is, I've talked about this British stuff, and at least there's a fake document about it. Yeah, a bunch of British agents from Naj, repeating the same thing, war against Islam. So I think you'd find that interesting anyway. There is documents on all, and so it's very good for dialectic, that's for sure. That's why I never run with a whole lot of people that just bash one thing and can't see any other side. Looks like a real triangle to me between those three. And that's what I'll leave you with on this video. I'll be looking at this a bit more, and your comments will be very valuable on this. Okay, thanks a lot for watching. Please sub and share this video as much as you can, because I think this is an important point to get across. Not to believe the hype, as they say.